Hi, it's Catherine, and it is my 5-year Carniversary. Yes, I went carnivore 5 years ago when I did Dr. Shawn Baker's March Meatness. Now, the reason I went carnivore was I was getting ready to sing at Carnegie Hall in 1 year, and I had a feeling that the carnivore diet would really help my voice and also help me lose some weight. I had about 5 pounds to lose. So it's been 5 years. From time to time, I've added back fruit, I've added back vegetables. I've never added back, grains or processed vegetable oils or anything like that, but I have experimented with more carbohydrates. And I always do go back to carnivore, except for the only carbs that I eat. I have a tablespoon of Bragg's apple cider vinegar and a tablespoon of lemon juice every day. And then sometimes I do have a dessert where I will use unsweetened cocoa powder. And that's pretty much it. So it's meat, cream, eggs, fish. If it came from an animal, I usually eat it. So what it was like before. So I had become obese after my pregnancy, and I started out in childhood. I started with glucose intolerance, and then I developed insulin resistance, and then I also experienced something called reward deficiency syndrome, which is it's a problem with the dopamine receptors where you can't really feel the dopamine. It's like dopamine resistance. So when I went carnivore, it managed all of those conditions. And here's some little weird things that were happening. So when I went carnivore, I'm 58 now, so I was 53. I was starting to get moles that I hadn't seen before. And so I literally, within a few weeks of carnivore, I had a couple of moles disappear. I had a pretty big one on my arm, one here. So those went away. Now, one thing that didn't happen, I went gray. I was completely gray by the time I was 40, and I had been coloring my hair. So no, carnivore did not make my gray hair light brown again, but it did make it very silky. Now, some women have asked me about what does the carnivore diet do to your hair? And I will tell you, it makes your hair finer and silkier. So it may seem like you have less hair. I still have just as much hair, but it's much finer, it's much silkier and much smoother, so it doesn't have quite as much volume. So another great thing about carnivore that I discovered is that when my appetite was satisfied, if I'm happy and I'm healthy, I'm not going out and buying a lot of other things. So I like to joke that carnivore means never needing to buy a new dress. And this dress is more than 10 years old. I think it's like 13 years old. And so I'm kind of like dressed up for my anniversary. I have a couple of dressy dresses that I absolutely love, and I haven't needed to buy a new dressy dress literally in years. And I have fun. I have about 5 of them, and I just keep wearing them over and over because my weight doesn't change. So another big reason that I went carnivore is that I had gained like 80 pounds during my pregnancy, and then most of it had not come off. So I was obese for a number of years, couldn't figure out how to lose weight. I did it by following a ketogenic diet and lifting weights. But by after 50, I found out that wasn't enough anymore. So just being keto, continuing to eat a lot of above ground vegetables, a lot of salads, some fruits, I was really slipping and the weight was starting to creep back on. But I'm here to tell you that by staying keto and keeping those carbohydrates very, very low, almost like trace carbohydrates that you would get from eating liver, that problem has gone away. The weight creep that I was starting to experience after 50 just hasn't happened. I do every once in a while, you'll probably see on my channel, I've done carnivore diet, adding back vegetables, carnivore diet, adding back fruit, talking about diet sodas. I have to keep it really clean. I have found as I age, I've got to keep it really clean. I used to be able to add back fruits and vegetables, especially on special occasions, like on holidays, no problem. Now, the biggest thing I've learned, and probably what I want to leave you with on this short video today, is the last time over this holiday, I added back some fruits and vegetables just on the special occasions. And what really shocked me is that my blood glucose, my morning blood glucose, went back up over 100. So that's probably the most important reason why I went keto and then went carnivore years ago, is that I had developed prediabetes and I was getting up every morning and my blood sugar was over 100. And that's when I took action. And then recently I found that even having a day where I was adding back vegetables and some fruit, it was sending that morning glucose back up over 100, and that was just something that I couldn't manage. Most important thing about carnivore and why this is a happy carnivore anniversary is that by satisfying my appetite and having enough energy, I'm a much happier person. I'm coming up on my 23rd anniversary with my husband. I don't know if it would have lasted 23 years if I was still eating carbs and still eating junk. I really don't think so. And it makes me healthier and happier. The cost of meat, yeah, it's expensive. We went ahead and got our own hens. We have 5 hens now, so we have our own chickens, we have our own eggs. But the cost of meat has been offset by the fact that I don't use any drugs. No statins, no blood sugar medication, no antidepressants. I am on no drugs at all at 58, going on 59. And so what I have saved in healthcare, I think definitely helps to pay for the little bit more expensive carnivore diet. So that's it, carnivore anniversary, 5 years, going strong, feeling good. And most of all, thank you to Dr. Shawn Baker for hosting March Meatness back in 2018. Keep on going strong. And like I always say, be well and eat for yourself. Take care, everybody.